Three names: His Airness, MJ, GOAT. These are all nicknames for the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has won various championships with contributions that just go through the roof. He was a very talented and athletic player who could finish inside over other players while also dunking over them. Not to mention, he could play tremendous defense at the other end, ultimately leading his team to victory. I mean, who else could soar like an eagle through the air from the free throw line and dunk a basketball? I know I sure can't. Michael Jordan was not only doing this, but he was doing it in front of thousands of people. Imagine the pressure in that. He was great because he led his team to victory 6 times in 6 NBA titles. He was great on and off the court for several reasons. He was good in times of not feeling good. He was good in times where his statistics and accolades had to show for it. And he was a clutch player in stressful situations, which ultimately led to greater outcomes. For these reasons, I would tab Michael Jordan as the greatest basketball player of all time. And by the end of this speech, I hope you guys truly see that he is the greatest of all time. First of all, he's best in times of illness. Now, there's this thing called the flu, and there's this thing called coronavirus that's going on in our society right now. Two are very similar with each other. And I just want to say that Michael Jordan had the flu, not the coronavirus, but he had the flu, which is also a deadly illness that many people die from year to year. It was a viral infection, and he happened to just stay on the floor. I mean, that is just so incredible. Like, if I had the flu, I would be sitting out. Michael Jordan had the flu, and he played a game. Now, according to the article, Mike in the New Golden Age of the Sport, Steve Wolf writes about the flu game. And he stated that he scored 38 points and, on top of that, hit a 3-pointer to win the game with 25 seconds left. I mean, that is just incredible, folks. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, if I had the flu, I'd be sitting at home getting rest and in quarantine. Michael Jordan is tough as a bull, excuse the pun, and just stayed out on the court and he was there for his teammates. And I think that's awesome. I think that shows greatness. Furthermore, he had statistics and accolades to show for his greatness. According to Curry Kirkpatrick, he wrote in an article that Jordan made 23 of 27 shots in a 2-game span against Duke, scoring 64 points. Now, I get that's in his college career, but that's ultimately leading up to his NBA experience, which just shows that he worked so hard to get where he was in the NBA, achieving even more accolades along the way, including a 10-time scoring champion, which means that he was the highest in the NBA scoring average, a 6-time NBA final champion. As I stated, he won 6 championships, 6-time finals most valuable player. Awesome. I mean, that's the greatest player every single championship. That's really hard to do. 11-time All-NBA. Also incredible because you're selected as a top point guard in the NBA for 11 times. Wow. And a 5-time most valuable player through all the NBA. And all of that was with the Chicago Bulls. And that shows loyalty and greatness to me. And on top of that, also a Hall of Famer. There's many great basketball players that are Hall of Famers, but Michael Jordan is the greatest with all of these accomplishments. Lastly, he is clutch in moments of stress. In Bill Sighton's article, Greatest Moment, he talks about a stressful moment, which was the 1998 game against the Utah Jazz. Now, the Utah Jazz were pretty great. They had John Stockton at point guard, all sorts of great players. But it was a tight game, and it was also the NBA Finals Game 6, which is also very stressful in your mind because you're trying to win a championship, and it's one of the last games that you have. It's one of your last resorts. So he describes a moment where Jordan hit a jump shot with 5 seconds left in the game. I mean, your heart is pounding. You're trying to get the final shot off, and Jordan just sinks it in front of thousands of people. Imagine the pressure and just the relief lifted off your shoulders. And that just, to me, that shows the greatness. They won the championship 87-86, and that capped his final championship with the Bulls, which I think is just super incredible. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time through his historical accolades and achievements. He has given back to the game of basketball and has been a great influence to the players of today by owning the Charlotte Hornets organization. He has his own brand, the Jordan brand, so he's given out to all these kids and all these players his new brand, which I think is super awesome. And after today, I hope you guys can really kick back and watch some Michael Jordan highlights and see how he is just the greatest player of all time. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question when you're watching these highlights. Is anybody else better than him? I guarantee you, with all this information and the statistics to back it up and video proof, I guarantee you you'll have no doubt in your mind that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.